front of this? Okay, we'll talk about, ask that question when we finish this, okay? So right here, then we get to this step, and then we can see that our answers are going to be, and here we could do the square root, okay, kind of like maybe in the homework. When we do this, we end up with two answers. So anytime we square root both sides, we're going to put this little symbol here, plus or minus, and that just is a easy way to just say I want both the answers. And so the answer is x equals plus and minus, what's the square root of 25? 5. How many answers is this right here? It's 2. This is shorthand for x equals 5 and x equals negative 5. Okay? So this happens so much in math, they're like, let's just come up with a shorthand to say it's both the positive and the negative of that number. So this next one, how do we get rid of negative 1/2? I like multiply by negative 2 to both sides. Okay, so times. That goes away. We get x squared equals negative 2 times 72. Okay, square root both sides. So we get x equals plus or minus square root of 72. Okay. So we're going to take a second here, and we end up with two answers. X equals, this time we do kind of need to split it up. There's some math here that we're not going to learn because it's not in our standards, but how to break these down. But this question doesn't ask you to break it down. It just says what two integers does it lie between if it's not perfect. Because square root of 25 is 5. What's square root of 72? Some ugly decimal. So we don't break them down if it's an ugly decimal. If it's a nice one, keep going. They want to know this is between what two numbers. So what's the next one up that's a perfect square? 9. So the square root of 81. And it's greater than the square root of 64. Does that make sense? That that's it's the 8 squared and 9 squared. So that means that this answer is between 8 and 9. Also, this answer is between negative 8 and 9. Okay? So that's what they ask. Next one, Pythagorean's most famous theorem. Anyone know it? Good. C squared, C has to be the hypotenuse. Okay? Hypotenuse is the longest side. And it doesn't have the right angle. Okay, so that's the three things that can tell me which is the hypotenuse. The other parts, it doesn't matter. Which side is the hypotenuse here? Good. And I really should have written a right angle symbol there. This has to be our hypotenuse. This has to be our C. The other two, it does not matter. So I can call this one A or this one A. I don't know. I'm just going to go A and B. It wouldn't matter if you did them the other way. The formula says A squared, 4x squared, plus B squared, 500 squared, equals 6x squared. So then I get 16x squared plus 25 with how many zeros? 4, good, equals 36x squared. When there's only one type of x, we can just solve this. What do I do next? Okay, subtract 16x squared from both sides. That equals 20x squared. Divide by 20. So x equals 1,250 equals x squared. Square root it. So I'm going to go to my calculator and square root. Yeah. I miss a 0? Oh, yeah. So that means this has another 0, right? Okay. Thank you. So then I get 111.8. And I really get plus or minus 111.8. Why do I actually throw away the negative? Why do I say, okay, you get plus or minus, but the negative one doesn't make any sense? Yeah, we're talking about an actual shape. A shape cannot have negative sides. Okay, so x equals, our answer here is that x equals 111.8. So I don't actually want you to solve this. I'm going to solve this on another piece of paper. I want to talk about what happens when we get an answer like this. 25, I don't know, 25 minus 7, 18 divided by 4. Okay, x squared equals 9 over 2. So then x equals plus or minus the square root of 9 over 2. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and write that. We got, actually, I'm going to give you the decimal form of that. Square root of 9 over 2. So we get that the answer is x equals plus or minus 2.12. Yeah, I rounded it. So it's multiple choice. We do not learn how to convert this into what they're talking about. But if it's multiple choice, how can I pick the correct answer? Elimination. Is the correct answer 3 over 2? Absolutely not. We know that 3 over 2 would be 1.5. It's not that one. Okay. It says identify all the solutions. So then what I want to do in my calculator is just go ahead and put in 3 square root 3 square root of 2 divided by 2. Oop. There's no singing in the North Pole. And on that one, I got 2.12. So what's that mean? That this is the correct answer. Can't be B. What's the other correct answer? Because that's the other one. So here's what I want you to do. When you get a decimal answer, you just got to convert these to the decimals and see if you get the correct answer. That's going to happen online. Okay. And on your marks, get set, group quiz.